For those who don't remember, the last time Magnus played in an SCC, he did not win the event. He actually lost in the next round. The semifinals, he went down against Maxime Vacher-Lagrave, something he'll have a chance to right this year, right the ship if he can go all the way, and we'll see what he does. But right now, he's definitely making a statement in this match versus Caruana.
But guess what? I pointed out that he should consider playing a Sicilian, and he's done just that. So I like the way Fabi has started this game. He's getting a fresh structure and a totally fresh position. He's not playing E4, E5.
Yeah.
And the problem is Carlsen responds to the Rosalimo, and Carlsen's just going to kind of coast or try to coast the rest of the segment. He's going to play solid openings, and he certainly doesn't mind it if all of the subsequent games are drawn.
How many isolated queen pawns does it take to win an SCC match? I have no idea, but we've been giving a lot of instruction about how to play these positions, and the players have been executing on those ideas, of course. Here again, you see a piece in front of the weak pawn. This is maybe one of the most common thematic fundamental things you got to do against an IQP. Generally, the player with the isolated pawn needs more active pieces in order to compensate for the weakness. And Carlsen, who's had most of the isolated pawn positions today, he's been doing just that. Just look at his pieces. I think every minor piece is a little better for white than the black counterpart. And we'll see what happens. Another isolated queen pawn. Here we go.
But another ugly position for black. I mean, I don't exactly know where Fabi has gone wrong, but you can't play with that pawn on E6, Danny. That is a catastrophe. That is a really bad weakness. And the knight on D5, it ain't going to matter if you lose the pawn on E6, if you lose the anchor.
Yep. Structurally, black's best move is pawn backwards F6 to F7.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, black is better instantly.
Yeah. The moment you can play F6, F7, everything that was wrong is now right. But you can't do that. So instead, he runs the king away, and
knight takes D5.
Knight takes D5 just wins a pawn straight up. A3 is also a move that pops into my brain.
Oh, A3 looks, A3 looks tasty. I guess A3, knight takes C3, and A takes B4 is an option, and then A7 actually might fall as well. So Magnus spoiled for choice here. Knight E4, also a possibility if you want to keep the tension, but I definitely think he's going to take on D5. One way or the other, and he does. And maybe that was inaccurate.
Probably A3, I think, was maybe the best move, but he doesn't even need the complications because a big exchange. By the way, if you take with the knight first, no, okay. But no, white can take D5 and then take B7. You don't even have to take everything on D5 and let black get some compensation with the open bishops. My mouse has become very, very active here. I apologize. It's very, very jumpy. Bishops don't move like that. I've learned.
Wait, what? I mean, clearly I was poorly taught.
Clearly. Caruana taking a think.
Yeah.
If you take with the knight, white will trade, and then I think take B7 and not D5.
Exactly,
yeah.
Chen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knight takes, okay. And indeed, we're going to go for this line. And
mistake by Fabio. Should have played
Magnus.
E6, D5.
He sees a massive exchange opportunity.
Oh my God. What an idea.
Move.
He's going to exchange everything, and then B7 is going to be his for the taking, regardless of where Caruana puts his queen. This is clinical, surgical, filigree precision, and he's going to get another pawn up position.
It's funny because we were evaluating the obvious tactics, and probably white could have taken B7, but that type of spotting and then seeing the most efficient way to kill your prey is often what shows Magnus being in top form.
And rookie one, Danny, I mean, he doesn't stop. Every move is more precise than the last.
It's relentless. Relentless is probably the best word to describe it. And again, you can outplay your opponent by playing good moves, but the best moves and this relentless accuracy is what just makes your opponent feel hopeless.
Yeah, and Fabi just leaning back. I know we don't read body language too well, but
speak for yourself.
It's unmistakable. Yeah, but here the body language is totally unmistakable. He's just telling himself, is this really happening? Am I really going winless here? Because again, Fabi himself has played some very clean chess, Danny. Yep. I don't think we've seen a single one-move blunder save in time scrambles throughout the match. And somehow he's down by 7 points. He's about to be down. He's down by 6 points, about to be down by 7.
I mean, even in the time scrambles, we've seen very, very few. Yeah. These guys have played some of the highest level accuracy chess in the SEC thus far, maybe ever. I mean, we'll see the stats and maybe get back on that one to confirm that it's not just commentator bias, because Danya and I can get caught up in our emotions sometimes. We are guilty of that. But it feels to us like this chess has been just so high quality, but Magnus is like bringing World Chess Championship form back, right? He's bringing sexy back today. He knows he had an opponent that he deeply respects here in Caruana, and he showed up.
He showed up indeed, and look at how he's just decorating his position, driving the pawn up to h5. And the feeling of hopelessness reaches a peak when you're a pawn down against Magnus with no counterplay. You just know that you're going to make a mistake eventually, and exploit it. I think rook to b5 here might basically win the game.
I've been highlighting it because a4 was okay. He goes for more. Oh, because he's got a8 in the end.
I guess he thinks his pawn structure is favorable. Maybe takes in rook b5. Usually defending the pawn from the side is ideal here, but no, Magnus actually keeps the queens on the board. Interesting decision making here. I guess it doesn't spoil anything. Rook a7.
Still much better. Yeah, still much better. And Fabio down to 20 seconds. So Magnus still in the driver's seat. I thought a4 was going to be followed by rook b5. He does eventually play it now, and we're going to see the queen, rook, and these pawns all come together so that you can push safely.
Yeah, I mean, any queen endgame is lost. At this point, you probably are fine to trade queens, but Magnus kind of slow rolling it.
Yeah.
Just has to find a way to push that pawn to a6. Yeah, or rook b7.
Rook b7.
a6, a7.
Here comes a6. Goodbye. You don't even care about h5 anymore because the a pawn is too fast.
Not even
Head
close.
to the delivery room. It is a baby girl on a8. A new queen enters the arena.